want to do some tests first while we're here.
You're not gonna join him?
I mean, I'm going to join him until Allie gets home, and then I'm going to say peace and let him do his own thing.
Oh.
Yes. That's
no.
how it's going to be. He'll be fine.
Oh no.
I think it's good that he goes to the ringer at least once. Has the experience I had.
Hey, there's. Oh, okay. We don't have Kuzmo. Are you guys gonna negotiate to have Kuzmo join, or are you gonna leave him behind?
I mean, Kuzmo's a rock. He is an unwilling participant, as you said.
Unwilling.
But willing at the same time. He gave his consent for this.
Oh, well. As you do. Alright, guys. Welcome back.
Yo. Last time we left off, I was talking to the great and powerful author.
Well, you both were.
And Alhazard was there with me, but then I disappeared, and Alex rolled an 8, which is pretty fancy.
Alright. Welcome back for another run at the Epilogue.
Yeah.
How's everyone feeling today?
Could be better. Not gonna lie. But I'm here, so we'll see what happens.
Not feeling so well, Johnny?
Just a lot of mental stuff on the plate, I suppose.
Okay. Probably something you're not ready to talk about, or another time, or
another time's
not
fine.
While the OBS is recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about another time. No big deal. But I got you guys for a little bit until I gotta go.
Still gotta make some supper and
stuff. It's all good.
Well, maybe Allie can cheer you up.
I hope so. So just for context wise of who's here and who's not, it's just beginning in Alhazard, right? In Alhazard's nightmare clone.
Well, actually, let's ask Farok. Did he stay in the nightmare, the angles, or did he follow you in through the door?
He is, if I remember correctly, essentially acting as a conduit for our backup.
So, because the door got closed in his face, then. Did he? Because Author closed the door to his realm. He's either in or he's either out.
Okay. Let's find out.
I mean, yeah, you could just decide.
Stay or should I go now?
I don't, you don't have to roll for it or anything.
I think Nightmare Alhazard is gonna slip in as the door is closing.
Okie dokie.
So questions for clarity's sakes for this decision, Alex. I know we're going to be in here, and Arthur's daughter is loaning us suits to survive in the Twilight
Oh
City.
no, she's not. Absolutely, you guys are getting
No.
fuck all going in.
Mm-hmm.
You guys aren't getting suits. There was never negotiated that you were getting any of that. He
Any
mentioned that
damn
his
thing.
daughter makes them, not that you're getting them. You guys aren't getting anything unless you negotiate for it as part of your bet.
Just thought I thought I remember listening to it.
I went through the whole recording. He made a mention that
Of
his
it, for
daughter makes them. Never once
Mhm.
did I say I would give you a set, or anyone would be giving you a set.
The devil, as they say,
Is
is
in
in the
detail.
details.
For sure.
Precisely. And they are not cheap.
For sure.
Those void suits, you'll have
Not
to
void
see what they
suits.
cost, or
Veil suits.
the veil suits. Yeah, you'll have to figure out how much they're worth, or just say throw those in.
Mm. Alternatively, we negotiate for prep time. Is there anything that anybody can make that I can't?
This person.
Especially,
There's a lot of people that can make stuff that you can't because they operate on a different set of rules. Like there's certain nightmare craftsmen that can craft stuff that you can't because they're made of different stuff, and they don't. They also can't craft what you can craft. It's kind of a polarity type of thing. You're a positive charge, they're a negative charge. They also could be from a different tapestry. This is a unique situation because tapestries don't mingle. People from another tapestry, they're completely different from you. They don't work the same way. So if you end up finding a craftsman from another tapestry, they're going to craft different, and it's going to hurt your brain. And then they're going to look at you craft, and they're going to be like, "Why are you doing it that way? How do you do that?" And you're both going to be angry at each other. So there's a lot of devil in the details type of thing.
so my question here is this: do I have the capability of constructing veil suits myself?
Do you
You
have the
have vapor.
materials for one, and
Do I
two?
have what?
You have vapor.
I also have Veil Star.
Yeah, but how much?
I thought the
Um,
Veilstar was used up on those tokens.
no, the tokens weren't used up, and that's only one of the 2 units of Veil Star you gave me. You didn't give me an amount. You said a chunk. This is a corpse, and it has been dropped at your feet.
It's about the size of a beach ball. It's not an actual size. It's not an actual full corpse. It's basically think of it as a monster core.
No, you
So
said a
sorry.
corpse, man.
Yes, they're corpse, but it's not a full body. Veiled ones, they have a core. So when he
Mhm.
handed you a core, not a full corpse, not a full body. It's always a chunk. It's like a piece of ore.
Okay.
So think of grapefruit, very large grapefruit, or a
Okay.
Fabergé egg size.
Okay. Then I have 2 of those.
That would not be enough.
Okay.
Those would be enough to craft a singular item. Even if you put both together, you could probably craft a breastplate or a helmet, or well, not just the center body of a suit. But you could also make your own because you can make an alloy by fusing it with another material.
Mhm.
So, like, that's another thing. It doesn't have to be 100% Veilstar because that's absurd. That'd be like one of the most expensive suits on the tapestry. That would be utterly ridiculous, but fun to see. Hmm. Just tapping away on a couple things. Doing a little extra prep for today's session. Just need a little bit of extra time to type some stuff out. I'll use this opportunity while you guys use your big noodle noggins to figure out what you're going to do to fight the big bad. So, Arthur will turn back to you, my friend. Then kind of turn his head a little bit towards Kuroko. You sure you don't want anything else? Just tea? I'd love to give you some tea. But, you know. Oh, maybe I can entice you for a tea set. I have a tea set that I've retrieved from a different tapestry for my little home. Maybe I can entice you to throw in a little tea set.
Kroko, or beginning in this case, will to Author and say, "I appreciate the offer.
Ah, again, denied. My heart. Ah.
I
Can't
have some
believe.
questions, though, if you don't mind.
Oh,
If they cost for requisition for this challenge, then so be it. Uh, you said something about suits your daughter makes.
I did.
What is the cost to rent one of these suits?
Well, here's the thing. New or used. And it does matter. You see, maintenance on suits, uh, they get roughed up, no matter who uses them, period. Nature of the environment, so to speak. It's not safe.
Right.
Individuals who have the ability to maintain them are very far and few between. It takes patience to maintain something and not just devour it. It takes a discipline. There are. I could count on one hand, and the hand, of course, just spawns an unlimited number of fingers. And he shakes it like, oh, no, stop that. Yes, on one hand, how many down to the single individual who can maintain and or repair these. Now that's different from building. They are very much smaller selection of people who can actually build one of these suits. My daughter is, well, she's the foremost designer. She built the first one. Now, what they're made out of, that's a family secret. And if you're going to rent them, you're going to be renting under a contract. Now, it's going to be separate from our deal. Because your friend here is very good at making things.
It's true.
And we can't have him running off with the family secret recipe for the suits. So you're going to be signing a no compete contract. That's the cheapest. I would give you a tier 1 used suit. And I will have it said that I cannot guarantee the quality of this suit unless you want to finagle some more. This is bare bottom price. I'm just going to go randomly pluck an unused suit somewhere, which could be something that's just lying in the street. Somebody's already been cracked open. You know, it's a suit, not working suit, but it's a suit. It'll give you a percentage of coverage. New suits, on the other hand, those are pricey because I have to go actually ask one of the individuals who makes them to give me one of the suits, which most likely have been promised to someone else. Very expensive because they're made to order. You don't just
Makes
get.
sense.
Yes. And I will be charging you city prices because you'll be paying the craftsman for it. And then you'll also be paying me through the difficulty increase. You start with a suit. Survival has the probability of you succeeding is skyrocketed, especially if you increase it to a level 2 suit. And of course, if you want to negotiate for a personalized non-rent, you own it, tier 3 suit that only my daughter knows how to make. It could be. I could negotiate it. She does have a couple just tucked away for a special occasion because she knows I like my game. I could have them for you. Heck, you could even negotiate it so that you get a tier 3 suit. It's yours once, to have immediately. And you don't have to sign the contract. Hazard can bonk on all he likes. But that might be a little too much for you to handle, Mr. Hazard and Kuroko.
I understand. So how about this then? What is what is the deal with things we find within the city?
It's yours to take.
That's just
Anything
part
you
of survival.
find is yours. There are markets there. I've made sure of it. Anything you buy there, yours. Anything you recover, the corpses, the loot, the secrets, even, yours. That's why the survival game's so attractive. You can earn far beyond what you originally asked for. But to tarry in my city is asking for trouble. And it is a survival game, so there will be no intercession on my behalf to protect you, since there is actually no incentive for me to do so.
Of course. One incentive I can think of is how about this? Flare. If we find the Serpent's Master within your city, we
Oh,
can
he's been
light
dealt with.
this. He has been.
I have dealt with him. That is an interesting thing, but he has been dealt with and I've kicked him out. You're not wrong. He was an issue. But I couldn't take it without handling the Serpent's Master. Very astute. I will give you kudo points. And he'll flick you a token.
Oh.
It's a little coin. It is a one-time use market discount voucher.
She'll pocket it.
Or you can trade it away. It has its own use too. Very astute. I do like flair. Go on. Tell me more about this flair. You're making this interesting, and I do like it when there's a little extra spice to it.
It's just your city, and it is very large. I'm sure you have many eyes on multiple things that are happening around it, but there's not always the catch. Something that is in your blind spot. I figured it would be a service to let you know about these sorts of things.
Well,
If I'm wrong, then so be it. But
no. I like that, but the problem is you have only one set of eyes. I see I've conquered the city.
it's true.
And that means nothing happens in that city without me knowing. That's the difference between the way you're constructed and the way I'm constructed, I am actually infinite,
Right.
and soon will be beyond that scope of the word once I've eaten your tapestry.
So there are no blind spots then. My
No.
apologies.
Well, with the exception of the depths and certain places that it's healthier not to look at. Because even for us, there's things that we as voidlings tend to shy away from. And I've found a few of them. They exist in the city. And if you'd like to go take a peek and tell me what's going on, sure. But you're not coming back.
It's fair enough.
But very interesting, I ask. I will add this. I will add certain points of interest made more available to you. If you can go there and either A, take a piece of the terrain at the center of the feature and make it out all the way, I'll grant you a favor of your choice. Now, it will not be able to affect my original deal, nor can it specifically force me to alter any part of it. But I will grant you a favor to be called upon in the future. If you need me to send my forces or act directly to intercede, say if there's a voidling or an avatar of a conqueror that appears in the tapestry, I will directly act and rip it out for you. Because an avatar is far more powerful and far more fully potent in what it can and can't do than a greater voidling. Avatars, they're tapestry enders, period. If one gets in, it's done.
Cut it off. I see.
No, there's no cutting it off. If an
Oh,
avatar lands in your tapestry, that's it. Their entire purpose is to be an extension, a direct extension of the conqueror behind it. Which means if an avatar forms, the door has been opened, and the conqueror will flow through his avatar into your home. And that's it. Now, I have been negotiated that if an avatar of mine appears, I may not do such thing. The original agreement must be abided by. So that means my avatars can walk freely among yours, and I may not eat. And they are there only to hunt other voidlings to protect my kill. Well, yet to be killed. My prey. Only I may hunt this particular prey, and I'm making great strides to assure it. More questions or more flair? Oh, yes. That was option A. Option 2, if you can find secrets that I will have seeded in the area, those secrets are yours, and I will purposely put something tasty there. Maybe an artifact or something. A little riskier to get, absolutely, instead of just grabbing the nearest piece of rubble or whatever. And I'll put it there tantalizingly because that's fun, or maybe it's hidden away and you have to get it. I'll make it so that each voidling kill that you succeed will get you points that you can use at any of the vendors or any of the voidlings smart enough and patient enough to offer services and not just eat you outright. Make it more gamey like, more fun. Let's see, what other flair? I like this idea. You've really got my mind churning.
Kuroko, beginning will wait until author is
No, he's
finished his
ruminating.
thought.
Many parts of him are pacing. One's looking through the books on the bookshelf. Others are studying, kind of ruminating. Like he's kind of split himself into many different shifting forms of paper.
Beginning will ask, if I can have a tier 1, as you say, armor that has been used, that can fit on my body,
Uh-huh.
I would add that to the deal with the extra contract you are adding on with the
Sure.
notes that Alhazard cannot use his powers on it to
Which means he's
A,
not going to be able to repair it, mind you.
correct,
You know that, right?
and find
Because
the information about it. Yes, I understand.
yeah, because that's part of how his craft works. He has
Yes,
to.
he needs to know. I understand.
Right. It's the big downside, the big flaw of that craft. If someone says you may not know, you can't intent craft. Because that's the problem. You can't just swing away at it. Sure you can, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Hmm. Just any tier 1 suit? Anyone off the street, anyone I can find, no matter what condition?
I understand that the condition is conditional, as I say, on
Mhm.
the difficulty you will add to it. So it's up to you. I will give you that
Do you
offer.
want a working one or not? Is what I'm asking, really.
Ah, I see, I see.
Because uh, think of it as a spacesuit.
Right.
Fully contained unit.
Yes. And the tier levels do matter. Very, very much so. But that's okay. I think between the both of you, you could patch one up right quick, right?
Beginning will
Provided that
nod.
we're allowed the full array of our utilities, yes.
Mm-hmm. Of course. I would never rob you of it unless you want that part of the deal to make it easier. Maybe. Maybe you offer I am not allowed to use any of these things that I can do, and merely the only thing that was of mine originally, my own body, my own physical ability, and my own mental and spiritual ability. And I may not project outside of my vessel. If that could also be offered, if you'd so like. I would turn down the difficulty, but it would greatly reduce what you can do. And I'll be watching. And if you welch, oh, I love it. What happens to welchers? You lose, is what happens.
I gathered, yes.
And I take a little bit extra off the top.
Convenience fee.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And also, you welched. You bitched out. You broke a promise. You cheated. When you said you wouldn't. Words are very important.
They are.
Some people like to, as they'd say, to the letter of the law, or follow to the letter of the law. Some people are more within the spirit of the words. Both are valid, but if it's written down, and this will be written down, it'll be to the letter of the law.
But back to the suit.
Back to the suit.
One used, as you said, one that fits,
Fits?
and one that depends. Will it be able to be taken off? Because you'll be able to take it off easily enough. This is your, well, realm. Am I correct to say that? Your
It is. Yes, it's my realm. Yes.
You can take it off as easily as you can put it on somebody, correct?
So can monkeys.
It's an important question.
Yes, you are able to take it off and put it back on. It does take a little bit of time because there's a lot of pieces.
For sure.
It's like what's the term? Donning a suit of armor.
Right.
It's akin to putting on a plate mail suit. You have to put it on piece by piece, make sure the interlocking bits connect, and then you make sure all the suit internals are working and properly situated, and those pieces connect as you work your way up the suit, and then you finally put on the helmet. Then you make sure that secures and make sure all the pieces from the helmet connect to the main processor in the chute, the chest. You make sure the power is running, the Atmo's there, the protective coating is turned on, because there's a little bit more than just the plating. And then, of course, you want the sensors to turn on. Now, there's a lot to it. It takes a while. There's a boot up sequence. It's not quick, you can see.
I see. And what you're also telling me is that I have to ask for this time, as you say, to do this, instead of just being thrown into the middle of it without any
And
piece of armor on it.
a favorable place to do so that you're not trying to put it on in Devoid itself.
If
Would
that's
be
what you want to
convenient.
negotiate, I could certainly do that for you.
Hmm.
I could also just have it like, this is a safe place. You could put it on here. And then, once it's done, and you're satisfied, I will then place you.
I see.
If that's what you'd like.
So the suit needs to be powered, and so getting a used suit that doesn't have any power is quite useless.
Hmm.
I see. So
You
tier
don't
one
know what it's
suit.
powered by. That's the thing.
No, I don't. No, I don't. A tier one suit that has been used
Mhm.
that fits over my body, and then I have time to don the armor
Mhm.
that has working parts. Those are important.
Getting very
Powered
detailed there.
suits. And of course, I have to be if this is going to cost extra, and I understand that it will. But I feel like having something is better than nothing.
Mhm. Having a suit right out of the get-go could be very costly to both of you.
Paying a
It
target.
removes an element of the survival, removes a chapter, an arc, mini arc, of rushing to get to a suit. Now, you won't expire immediately. I promise you that. It'll be a withering. It'll be a horrendously slow, maybe really quick, withering of you. And it'll be delicious. But if you get a suit and you want all of those details, I will make this a lot harder. Because
I
you're
It's
see.
no
going to rob
fun
me
if you
of
win
that
too
part of the story.
early.
Hmm?
It's no fun if you win too early.
Right. You're going to rob me of this essential part of the story I'm getting to watch. This is like a pay per view program, you see. This is delicious. This is like missing the first episode or two. Players immediately, the main characters immediately start in the suits, and I'm like, where did the suits come from? Well, I missed an episode. This is unforgivable. Where is this? What do you mean my recording device did record it? This is insufferable. Can't have that. No.
Like I
But if you
said,
want it,
a favorable place to work from at the beginning. A place where we
that
could don a suit
mm,
without suffering the mm, early game disadvantages that you have in mind. Surely that's not too much to ask. You get to watch us struggle to make do with what resources we have to
Safe?
prepare
There's
ourselves.
no safe place in my home. Well, one singular safe place in my home. That can happen. But that's at the end. That's where you win. You're going to start, and it's going to hurt, and it's going to burn, and it's going to be awful. Now, a safe place to start to don the suit would be here, before you even step out into my city. If you want to start with the suits, we can negotiate that, absolutely.
Very well. You've made your point, Arthur. And in this writer's corner, before we start our series, it only makes sense to have the main characters suffer and work through it.
Mm.
But
Now,
Arthur, you are missing a one point, though,
oh,
and that is we have veil capabilities.
mm, that's going to be iffy, really. What veil capabilities do you think you have?
I am made of vapor and dream.
Vapor is like a fart in the wind. You need full veil if you want any chance to that. In fact, if you want actual protection, you need hardened veil.
I
And your
see.
tapestry doesn't have that. You cannot produce it. It's not old enough. My home has some. My precious city is from a tapestry that is quite aged. Fine vintage, you see. And there might be some lying around. In fact, now that you've mentioned flavor, I'll see what I have in my stores. I'll place maybe one or two for you to find. It'll be dangerous, but maybe. Vapor will not protect you. It will not do anything to stop or even reduce the withering. It is pathetic, is what it is. It is, as I said, hardly counts as veil. But, I mean, it does have veil like properties, I suppose. That hammer! That hammer made of veil star. Now that's real veil. That will be that will that is going to be your entire lifeline right there. You hit a voidling with that, that is going to hurt. Oh. In fact, that might just kill things outright. Hmm. Maybe you'll be able to find a craftsman who can enhance it while you're there. To where a blow to, I don't know, a greater voidling might kill it. I don't know. A safe place is here, as we regress back to the original topic.
Then surely as guests in your home, you don't mind giving us a few minutes to work?
Send you back. This place is not going to be not going to assist you in any means to do your work or any building that you would like to do. Unfortunately, it's going to be a problem. But the
How
great.
about this then, Arthur?
Mm-hmm.
Since we are in the writer's block here, how about having a you are a master of time and fate. How about some convenience then? Finding it within the fields makes much more sense, don't you think?
What do you mean? There is no time in my home,
Of
and
course, I
I wish
understand.
to never, ever expose it to such a thing. Why would you try and apply time to a place that's timeless? It ruins it. It
But
completely devalues it. Convenience, yes. I can offer you a convenience. But
Finding the
anything
suit there for a convenience in the field instead of here and now. It
Alright,
makes more sense story-wise
I'll give you
that
that.
the
Free of charge.
I see.
No greater difficulty. A convenience at the beginning, something that the players, the main characters, can at least use for their first step forward, their journey, so that's we can get away from the main characters wandering aimlessly. Yes, I like that. I will do that for you, absolutely, and I will make it a rather pleasant convenience. But you need to tarry not, for as you have now know, my home is very hungry. And so are its denizens. Ugh, tongue twisters. Hmm. How much time are you wanting? Back at home, because the dream does have time. It's one of the things I love about it. Things are progressive. How much of time would you like to prepare?
This is for a hazard and not myself, correct?
For both of you. It's also free of charge. I'm not going to increase the difficulty if you want some more time in your dream to do some prep or whatever. It's more exciting. Are you sure you don't want a little bit more, Kuroko? More than a tea recipe and some convenience and a little time.
She'll ponder on it more and say, I don't believe so, author.
Ugh.
I feel like
You
I've asked
won't.
the right questions.
You've asked some questions.
The right ones are to the beholder.
True, very true. But I will say this. You've asked some good questions. You've asked a few right questions, but you've only asked a few questions.
Compared to yourself, that is completely true.
True. Maybe you have the answers you need. Maybe not. It is a tricky game. I will not lie. And that's why it's my favorite. Who knows what will happen?
She'll look to Alhazard and say, what's really stumping me is the rise and the fall.
Hmm? How do you mean?
For the wind condition, Alhazard.
Mm. Survive for 24 hours? Or excuse me, survive for a day and night cycle? Easily done.
What is a day and night, though?
Well, in the City of Twilight, it could be a rather infinite time period. Because there's no sunset, no sunrise, in a place of eternal twilight.
Quite the conundrum.
Oh, not really. That
Oh.
part is very easily solved.
Ugh. And the heroes have already have an idea about how to win. I feel like I'm already defeated. This is
You are, yes, quite kind words, author, and I don't want to take those away, but I feel like there's more to it than just that. And
what are
you're,
you insinuating? That I have not been truthful?
oh, not at all.
Good.
Insinuating that if you believed you were already defeated, you wouldn't bother wanting to play.
Oh, sometimes I like to play for the sake of the game. I don't get to play often, even if I am to lose. That doesn't mean I'm not a sportsman. You see, that's why I offered the game first. You have to agree to play first. But if I get negotiated and outmaneuvered during the negotiating, I still have to play. I agreed as much as you did. That just means you were clever. That means you outwitted me before the game even started. And I do love a good negotiating. So don't ever think you're without means. That's why I always offer the game first. Because you can negotiate it so that you don't even have to play. You automatically win. But how to do that? I've only seen it once.
You've only seen someone win once through your survival
No.
game.
I mean, by those specific terms.
I see.
You win before you even have to play. They beat me in the negotiating phase before the game even started.
Right.
I've only seen that once. People who have won this survival game, 593. Would you like some sparkling water? As he cracks a can off of the tray from his servant.
She'll lift up her teacup. I'm still drinking the tea, thanks.
Oh my. It's fascinating, isn't it? It doesn't lose heat. It's the perfect temperature for the entire duration. That's what I do to things that are mine. I do so enjoy little tricks that I've picked up. It's just like my city, I can make things timeless. It's rather fun.
You wouldn't happen to have any sundials, would you?
I do. I have quite a bit of sundials. Will they work? You could also construct one, or you can find some at the markets. Did you want one now? I
it was
would
just a
most
question.
certainly love to hook you up with a sundial. I have some rather ornate sundials. Some of them are magical, even. But yes, to answer your question, I certainly do. You are quite the ruminator, Hazard.
Hmm?
I'm surprised you are not like the old sages who stroke their long beards as they think over the universe.
Oh, I do think over the universe. I don't happen to be fond of long beards, however.
You don't ever think about growing a large, sagely, wizened beard?
Maybe when I am sagely and wizened.
You have me there. You are just starting out. Who would have known? You are the power you wield in such a short amount of time. Dream is truly fascinating. But a lot of that is from your own making and from your circumstances. So oh, I made a pun. oh, oh, it surprised even me. I made a pun of your own making. you're an intent crafter who makes people and things. oh. uh, uh, what a wonderful thing. Puns.
The basis form of comedy. But there's a reason why everything starts with the same basis.
I do enjoy it. There are no comedians in the void. It's rather dour group. Yeah. One doesn't talk at all. Well, he only talks to the dead, but it's rather a conundrum that I find interesting. Did you know the silence can only talk to the dead, but there aren't any dead voidlings, they're just erased. So the only people he can talk to are Dream, and maybe the Veiled Ones. But they have to be dead. And Veiled Ones are very similar to Voidlings in that they don't really have any lingering spirit. So, a Voidling conqueror who can only talk to dead dreamers. Keeps me up at night. Really like to have a conversation with this fellow, but just can't. But conundrums aside, we have one tea recipe, time and a convenience, and
And
what you want.
a great many things. DM, you never answered a specific question for me. All of the Seraphim stuff that this guy was offering me, all of that extra bullshit, how much of that do I actually need to fix Lucy? How much of that can I not make that myself?
You're not absolutely sure at all. Seraphim, you never had any spare Seraphim parts to work with, other than blood. You've had bits and pieces of Seraphim armor, but you've only seen one weapon, and that didn't need repair.
Stop bang the table.
Yeah, you've never seen an actual Seraphim or Seraphim corpse other than Lucy. And Lucy's kind of wrecked. So she may not even be full Seraphim anymore because she's been corrupted from her nature. From poisoning, constant exposure to nightmare. She betrayed her original designation because she killed someone, so she became the vessel for free will. So that's probably changed her. So she's probably not even full Seraphim anymore. She's not a full blood, not a true blood, no, true strain. She's more like a mutant variant, kind of like Omega is.
Mm-hmm. None of which actually answers my question.
You have
no idea. No idea, nothing.
Your Seraphim craft hasn't gone high enough, and you haven't had the opportunity to work with bits and pieces. But you can negotiate that for here. You do know she needs new hands and new eyes. She needs more blood. And she no longer has a suit of armor because Kuroko's wearing it.
Right.
And she also has no weapons because Kuroko has the weapon that Lucy was bequeathed. So
here's a quick question for me. He said there's whole ass intact Seraphims and armor down here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that Seraphim armor can resist this place?
You're not sure. Maybe it's corroded. Maybe it's
he did say it had been nibbled
else.
on, but that was the extent of it.
Yeah, he was being truthful, but you would have to ask for some that to take with you to your dream to then work on and figure out what's going on. Because this is another realm of discovering mysteries. More revelations!
Weren't we supposed to get a bunch of merit for beating author the first time? If we're doing even more revelations, post-revelations, revelations.
Oh, revelations don't really ever stop. Good question. I'll give you guys 100. I did give you some, but that was kind of the finish up what you're doing so that you don't, make the epilogue extra lengthy. But you know what?
That's
Screw that
fucking
noise.
happened.
Yeah, that's happened. So we're gonna give you guys 100, and we'll go from there. So that should give you a little bit to work with, and then of course we'll do some crafting. Johnny sent me a message that he is going to chat with his gal for a bit. She got home, but hey, that gives you time to finish your deal. He's also locked in his choice: convenience, time, and a tea recipe. That's all he wants.
Okay.
Which means you got to finish what you want, and then go do your time before your convenience, and we go.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see here. Let me take a look. See, we've got.
Yeah, but from what you understand, I've labeled out already what she needs. You said hands, but the hands need to go all the way up to the elbow. So
Right.
hands plus arm. If you can get the elbow
Forearm.
as well, that would be way better because you don't know how far the poison's spread. You're gonna need more blood. You're not sure how much because you don't know how much blood is 100% capacity. But you're gonna need some.
I mean, presumably enough blood to fill a person.
Maybe. She needs a full set of armor and a new weapon.
Yeah.
And some eyes. But that's off first glance. She's got a lot of bandages. So makes it kind of hard to see how much damage there is.
So, interesting question. Would the Seraphim knowledge that he's collected be different from our own because it comes from a different tapestry?
It may. Or it may be similar because you are under the impression they all come from an origin point.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they are assigned to different tapestries, they may come from one place and thus have the same knowledges and skills. Or maybe that's not true, and they all have their own sets and skills, which would make it maybe easier to pick up new Seraphim crafting because it's different. Maybe you get a different type of Seraphim crafting. There's a lot of ifs, buts, and buts.
And each thing that I purchase is going to make things more difficult on us because the stakes are higher.
No, more difficult on you. It's not. There's no
me
us to this.
specifically.
Yes. That's why authors specifically said, "What do you want? Make your desires separate, because your journey you could get split up, and that will affect things." Maybe you're running for your lives and you have to go left and right. And getting back together is a hellish ordeal. One guy's going to have an easier time of it because he just wants fucking tea, which blows my mind.
Right.
But,
Well, that's the thing is he is trying to set his to easy mode.
I can tell.
Meanwhile, Alhazard is a dragon.
That is true. The Hazard is a dragon. And a Hydra. And a Hydralisk. Basilisk. And a greater spirit. And quite a few other things, really. Quite a few things, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Take a beating.
It's kind of funny. The thing you seem to like the most, it actually comes from your Gasha Takuro.
Yeah.
The greater spirit. The one that stands out among all the other things you've consumed.
I mean,
I'm a dragon, but this Gasha Takuro shit is like lit.
Oh no, it's super lit. You don't understand.
That makes you really hard to kill. Like, even Harbingers could come up and be like, I'm gonna stab you! Why do I get this feeling of invincibility when I stab you? I literally am.
Oh man.
Then you get this one lizard dude who comes up and shanks your leg with just a spiked spear, and it's like, dude, like that pipsqueak, he's ranked 500. How did he stab you? And then people are confused.
As they should be. I shall sow confusion and chaos in my wake, as long as I live.
Only the weak harbingers seem to, maybe that's what they think. Only the weak can actually harm you because it's an inverse scale. So the stronger they are, the more indomitable the fight is.
Oh, that would be fun.
But that'd be, that's actually kind of the way of the voidling. They'd be like, he's a voidling, kill him!
Oh man.
The stronger you are, the weaker you are. It's not working. And then finally somebody's like, oh no, he's just really weird. Alright, he's not actually a voidling.
Yeah, he's just really weird. Okay.
Okay. What do you mean? Okay.
I said okay. I'm thinking. Don't worry about it.
I'm your GM. I will worry about it. Oh,
Don't worry about it. He's in the fumes. This cow selling in the sky stars. No profit in my virtue.
My friend Johnny is pretty shrewd negotiator. What a guy. We gotta fill the silence. He's still recording, yet he has abandoned us.
Fair.
Must make the content enticing so we can get 10 views on the video.
You get 10 views just from me rewatching it enough times. Hold on a sec. Oh no, I'm not desired. I am in no way wanted. Shada just came to get the friggin' card.
No.
She cares nothing for me.
Oh, We'll take a momentary
Despite the
hiatus then.
fact that he cleansed his face for me and everything.
Cut my beard and everything for you, devil woman.
Oof. Shots
Ow.
fired, as they say.
That hurt.
Sorry. I
Kiss
said
it and
I'm
make it better.
sorry.
Okay, it's better now.
Better?
Yeah,
You
it's
sure?
better. Yeah, let me take a couple of minutes to sort all this out, man.
Is your head not in the game? Are you
Mm,
not ready?
no, I wasn't ready at all.
I gave you a whole
Just
week.
put the rest of the cash in.
Yeah, might as well. Except for that, I'm keeping that 20. It's a 20.
Nancy said she'll try and replace that card. Yeah.
Nancy's not
Rachel's
cool.
sending a couple too.
Fucking Tarjay, man. No, man. All right.
Let us take a brief hiatus then. Let's see if we
Yeah.
can get a Johnny Boy back. And
All right.
I know he's going to be gone for a decent bit, maybe an hour. But I'll let you do some stuff. Think it over.
Okay.
I'm gonna go use the restroom for a bit, and we'll come back.
All right. Sounds good.
Hiatus start.
Vlad, are you back? Hmm. All right, kid.
I'm back in black. Not that it matters.
I had put things in the chat.
Huh. There it is. Alright. I had to get a little bit of help, and did a couple chores. Let's see if Johnny responded. He had some family stuff that he surprised me with. But family stuff, especially around this time of year, happens. Okay, looks like we got a list. So you got quite a list for me. I am back,
Careful,
of course.
The fuck? Okay. You want to drop it right now? It's gonna hit the ground with a thunk. Just don't drop it on your foot. Yeah, it was in the freezer, Dullstone.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do. Okay. See? We're learning.
We are doing the learning. Hmm. My friend, are you ready? Am I watching more Bebop by myself? I bet I am.
I mean, is Johnny back yet?
No. He has family stuff. But you can craft. You wanted to craft.
I do enjoy crafting.
No me gusta. Yeah. And I think he does want to come back. And we're going to give him the opportunity to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But as we all know, crafting does have a heck of amount of time.
It does
do
take
it.
some time.
So, are those terms?
These would be terms that I present him. So Kuroko has just argued for some really useful shit. Essentially, I would like to piggyback on that.
Okay.
Because you said these deals are made independently, right?
Mm-hmm. Looks like Johnny's not coming back.
I see.
Which is sad. But we can continue on. Johnny is a. Looks like he's got some stuff to deal with.
I see.
So the family stuff he thought he was going to come back from is
He's not coming back from it.
no. So I'm going to kick him out of the chat.
Well, I mean, do we want to leave the OBS running
Maybe for a bit longer.
so it can be recorded? Yeah.
Mm.
All right. So he basically Johnny had negotiated for a couple of interesting things. Having basically sort of side quests available to him involved in acquiring certain proof of position from places.
Mm-hmm.
Am I allowed to piggyback on that? Am I allowed to take advantage of that?
Although the convenience will be applied to your starting area,
Mhm.
and the game will be for both of you. The flavor.
Okay.
You're also getting time.
Okay. So convenience and flavor, as you said, are applying to both of us.
And time. The week.
Oh, there we go. As in starting time, or as in prep time?
Yep.
So I don't have to negotiate for that a second time, is what you're saying.
Mhm.
Okay. Hmm. So, interesting question. Are the rules different when we're in that city about his ability to steal things from us?
What do you mean?
So I know that in Dream, one of our big safeties against Author was that he only got to take our abilities and skills and things if he won. Is that still a thing? Or like if I use pinnacle crafting in the city, does he just automatically go, "Oh, that's neat," and get it?
You don't know. That wasn't
Well, I would
discussed.
ask him
Well,
during this period of time.
okay, let's get back into the narrative then. So, he's like, so, what are you betting? Not what you want, precisely, is the bet.
And he'll lay out these particular things and he'll go, "A curiosity, if you'll indulge.
Mm-hmm.
The city. Are
Mm-hmm.
your rules of acquisition different there?"
Well, it's the void. What do you think happens in the void?
So any abilities or techniques that we utilize there will be automatically lost?
Yes, absolutely they will. And a lot more. An incredible amount of more. I do mean survival. We play by a different set of rules. You're coming to me. We're not in the dream. You're at the away game, not the home game. Things are
Hmm.
wildly different. Good question.
And what would the price be to define some of these rules for me? Or indeed, all of them that you intend to play by at, as you say, the away game?
Oh, you want the rules list?
Indeed.
Hmm. Survivor's Guide. Hmm. Think. I will give you a rule for every inconvenience you allow me to place upon you and your fellow, because you're going to share it with him. And since the convenience is applied to both of you, along with time and the flavor, any inconvenience you accrue will apply to both of you as well. So I will tell you one thing, one defining trait of my city for each inconvenience that I can place upon you. And yes, they may
Hmm.
counteract a convenience.
Under the condition that certain inconveniences have greater worth, and therefore are worth more than one rule.
No, they're all created equal, these inconveniences. Otherwise, I would label them as something else, like, say, a problem.
Hmm.
Accrue enough inconveniences, and that may as well become a problem. It's more fun if you figured it out. You know the rules going in. It's kind of boring.
Oh, I don't know. In your case, I might be tempted to change the rules halfway through.
Oh, there will be no rule changing without my consent.
But you see, that's a funny sentence, because it implies that you don't need our consent to change the rules of a game we are playing.
Rules are the rules. I merely place them, you go, and I abide by my word. Always do. And no, I don't need your permission or your consent to change the rules. But the rules merely are the winning condition, the nature of the game. I left it ambiguous for a reason. Survive one day and night cycle. That's it. So the rules in which you want to have things played by or described to you are actually kind of the rules of the way the city works, kind of the clockwork, so to speak. I don't change those. Endless City is a fragile construction. It's very hardy, but there are some things you don't tinker with because a little soap bubble that it has around certain things will pop, and I will be very mad if that happens. So the inconveniences that I would be trading you for a look at under the hood could be worth it, but it also will be very difficult. It will raise the difficulty in a sideways fashion. But I'd be willing to share a few tidbits. Hmm. Hmm. I've
Say that again?
got a list.
Oh, has he checked it twice?
And it's all naughty, no nice.
No, no! Hmm.
You've argued for time. If I tell you any of these, you'll have time to prepare. Which makes it a little bit more valuable. Now, we could have it so that you are given these right before you go in. After the prep time has expired,
That would devalue them a great deal, wouldn't it?
yes.
Could find myself agreeing to that. But we would, of course, need to renegotiate the price, since it's no longer worth the inconvenience that it was before.
Oh, there's going to be inconveniences. I just won't stoop to having them perilously close to problems.
Perilously close to problems, huh?
Still inconveniences.
That's an interesting metric. Honestly, DM, it doesn't seem worth it.
Okay.
Seems like some bullshit. Can I make potentially an intelligence or perception check here? Because I feel like I'm missing something. Because there's a lot of like questionably nitpicky stuff in between here.
You want to pose him a question?
Well, I mostly want to consider the nature of like how he's going to dick us over. It's more a case of like I wanted to study what I know of him with my fucking 2 unnatural intelligence. And be like, all right, how does this guy like to play? Especially with the stakes that we've put down.
Okay.
Because this is thousands of troops, most of which are going to be stupidly useful to him.
Okay. Well, roll int. We haven't had a roll in a while. Okay.
I do have an unnatural intelligence too.
So,
Just
those
as a
troops are worthless to him. They mean nothing in the grand scheme of
Mhm.
things. Like, his voidlings are far more useful than your troops ever could be. They're something that you want. That's the only reason they have value. It's because you want them, not because he has them. That's where the
Mhm.
value comes in. You are more valuable than anything that you are asking for so far. Period. And you've already agreed to a game, so you have to play a game.
Mhm.
You should have backed out, but you did, and you know these because he was able to pull you.
You broke up. One more time.
Because you were wanting these chips that have very little to no value. He was able to pull you into something where he can get more out of it.
Mhm.
Kroger had the gist of it. She said, "Hey, they're going to be protecting the tapestry, not being used against it." And Kroko wanted to leave. Kroko had it right. But now, you got to play this game that you've agreed to. And Author stands to gain far more than that he missed out on. So he's holding all the cards. Fortunately, he plays it pretty straight on terms. It's the questions not asked, and usually the information withheld is how he gets you.
Mhm.
But he's answered every question truthfully, and he is talked about and mentioned stuff multiple times about subjects. They're formed differently, so it doesn't sound like it, but he does mention specific things at minimum 3 times. But it's really hard to find out because he talks about it like this: my home is no place for dream. My daughter makes suits for dreamers to survive in a city that doesn't belong. That it's in the void. Like he's mentioned multiple times hidden information, and he's dropped huge bombs continuously on you guys, and then
Mhm.
just gassed right
Just
past it.
walked away. Yeah.
And, you guys are so like caught up in the new information that you completely forgot about some of the stuff he said.
I haven't forgot it. I've been sitting here thinking on it. That's why Alhazard hasn't said much.
Okay. But you guys are looking at probably the hardest thing you've ever done. This will be harder than any. Sorry, water.
Mm-hmm.
This will put anything you've done in the labyrinth to shame. From what the information that you've gotten. Tea time. Delicious. Got a new little tea maker that lets me control the temperature, and I'm like, yes. This will be far harder than anything you've done in the labyrinth by a significant portion. And he doesn't really have to cheat you guys. He just, excuse me, sneeze. Ooh. Oh my gosh, wrong time for sneezing. He basically just sits there, and he's got you to play the game. You decided to play, the survival game, and you don't really know much going in other than the terms that is set, and it's gonna be hard. That's what you know. And you guys have been asking questions, and he's answered every single one of them truthfully. So, he doesn't have to dick you over because what you're about to attempt, your survival it's going to be razor thin for the entirety of it. So he just has to sit back and wait and watch you guys make one wrong decision, and then you die. And then he wins because you get claimed by Twilight. But as you well know, he might use you for a different purpose.
Right.
So you would be the Twilight Craftsman. But hey, maybe that has its own merits.
Nah.
He has mentioned that you can pick another game before you guys kick it off. You could do this all on Rochambeau.
Right, but that's utterly ridiculous. Like,
you don't want to bet the future of the tapestry on a couple rock paper scissors games?
I would bet all of creation on a roll of the dice if the dice didn't hate me. Plus, the limits defined on that? Hold on a sec.
Ooh.
My daughter walked in, stared at my drink, like, ooh, what's this? Like she's never had hydration before.
What?
She does that. She won't just fucking ask for it. She'll just come and stare at it and be like, oh, what's this? Oh, that looks good.
It's hydration, bruh.
Yeah, it's fucking ocean water from
Your
Sonic.
kids are fun.
Yeah.
They're goofy sometimes.
They're exceptionally goofy all the time. God's help them, they were fucking raised by me.
They are raised by you.
I mean, hell, I'd almost bet the whole thing on poker. Actually, you know what? That's an interesting thought.
Yeah, but you have been you do know for a fact that he has not charged you for any of the questions that you've asked.
Mm-hmm.
And if he is, your intelligence tells you he'll tell you about it. He's not just going to go, oh, yes, this question, and then blindside you. The only blindsiding you're going to do is to yourself. That's what your hefty intelligence comes from. And I gave you a little extra info because of your labyrinth experience.
Fair enough.
So it's it's a pretty straightforward game.
Fair. And we can still change the nature of the game, can't we?
Mm-hmm. You might be able to even argue for a change in the. You can still play the survival game, but you can change the win con. Like everything's up for negotiation still. Like, you're still not out of the betting phase.
Okay.
But you do know if you change the game, Kuroko has to agree, and also she's gonna have to reassess what she's playing for. So each game has a different type of odds and different types of bets. You know.
Right.
So
Uh,
poker
good.
requires chips, and one of the things you do know is if you change the game, your chips are going to be what you bet or what you have that you can put on the table and bet with author,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll determine the value. It's going to change the game entirely. Or maybe he just gives you a standard set number of chips. Everyone gets an equal amount. You don't know what type of betting you can do. Hell, you could pick both. Standard chips, but then you have a separate chip pile for, I throw in the car keys type of thing. Car keys to what? These nuts! I'm just kidding. No, it's car keys to, this important thing, or they're keys to a warehouse and everything in it, and, actual betting things you own rather than just the chips that you start with.
Right.
Your intelligence also tells you stay away from all the different types of casino games. None of them are fair.
Right.
And he will always get to play the house because he is the
Of
house. You
course.
came to him. And he will make it so that the odds are that you have to play quite a bit. So that you can't just win on a base spree and there's winning and losing,
Right, because of course nothing is complete unless he manages to get something from us.
Right, and then you come back trying to get that, and then the games continue.
Yeah.
Which is a thing.
Yeah.
You could
you
come
nickel and
back
dime
and
you.
play
It's just
multiple games.
It's just like any casino. They're there to take your money, not to see you win. They're always going to try and get as much much from you as they can.
And that's another thing you could do. You could play the survival game multiple times for smaller prizes.
I mean, so far all I've asked for is his trash and mine.
But it's not trash. You've also
To him it is.
Hmm.
Because the thing is it's only worth a certain amount based on my value to it and his.
Right, but the thing is he doesn't value it as trash anymore, and you can't tell him what he values it at. That's not how the value dictate how much a thing is valued from the other side. Just like he can't dictate how much you value something. So if it's worthless to him, but it pulls you to the table, now it has a lot of worth. because he knows absolutely you're going to bet for it, so the worth skyrockets to him. And he's a conqueror. He can change that value on a fly. It's garbage, and then he can morph it into, or morph part of himself to value that, like this, the stars and the moon. Like that's why playing with conquerors is a bad idea. They're not dream. They don't. They surround a concept. Everything else about them is changeable, mutable, mutatable. That's why they're better than the dream. They are the ever evolving, but the problem is they have one facet in which they deliver, you know, their means, and they fight each other because they're all greedy. It's my morsel. It's mine. It's a bunch of predators fighting over a turtle. The turtle's like, "Fuck." And then selling them to dream creatures?
Sell them to anybody because they're trying to acquire something greater for something lesser.
Right.
They're
So
probably lesser or medium grade voidlings doing it.
right.
Maybe a couple of graders who happened upon a really good deal once and are keep trying to do it.
Right. So the fact that that is a thing is mind blowing, because the voidlings, they don't they have a transactional nature, but they don't congregate with a bunch of wares, because a large voidling will come up and eat everything and everyone, because that's what they do. The fact that there's a protected space for that, that's nuts, because voidlings don't do that from mere knowledge at all.
No, but Twilight does it because he probably gets something out of every transaction.
Yes, he does. He gets a cut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Which is why he would make a safe space that they could trade in safely. Because no matter what transaction occurs, he still profits, and these guys are allowed to profit in
from
that
a new
space
thing. Yeah.
because he's the one, because he's still growing, so he allows them to do it. It totally makes sense. In no way is that mind-blowing.
For voidlings, it is mind blowing.
No, it's not.
The other voidlings don't do it.
Sure they don't. That's because they're dumb.
Well, they're also defined by specific predatory natures. The strong devour the weak.
And I have no doubt in my mind that these creatures are defined by that same nature. They've just turned it to a different bent. Tell me that a wolf and a Wall Street stockbroker are not just as willing to devour those weaker than themselves, and I'll call you a liar. They're the same creature. They're the same predator. They move in groups. They just have different feeding grounds. The methodology is exactly the same. Politicians are just as bad.
Sure, but the evolution to a different type of predatory nature is uh, an advancement that could be
Something that
alarming.
something that I totally expected. Now, Hazard mentioned a while back that these creatures continue to grow and evolve because that's why Lucy did what she did back in the beginning. Is because we would have been static and they would have been changing. And the
Yeah.
nature of any society is that it eventually moves from hunter gatherer into an organized community. And once you have an organized community, you have trade.
Yeah, but yeah, that's you can see why Lucy's madness and and
This
her,
is who have the greatest chance to be conquerors later.
yeah, this is why Lucy did y'all solid. She went, kind of looked off into the distance and went, "Oh, we're already losing."
Yeah.
So there. What are you gonna do?
Hmm. I want some time to talk to his daughter.
Do you know?
Yep.
Hmm. Before, after, during? When are we
Before.
talking? Before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, that's pretty pricey. I will make it an
One more time.
I can make it an event, a flavor, a probability of finding her shop. She has her own little hidey hole, like all good denizens of my city do. But I'm not so keen on just letting you meet my daughter. She's adopted, of course.
I'm already happily married, if it makes a difference.
That's not what I'm having trepidation on. Too many things. We could start with a protective instinct. We could also just say, I don't want to let you. Hmm.
That's
Could
true.
be.
You could.
Yes. That's tough. It's very difficult for me. I'll have to think about it. Quite a decent bit of time. Hmm. Letting you meet my daughter before. As in before the prep time or before you start?
If it would assuage your issue, I would be willing to make it part of our prep time.
Hmm. Still something I'm not particularly. I'll come back to that. I will come back to that. Hmm. You asked for a dangerous thing. But we are playing a dangerous game. So
Aren't we just?
I'll have to ruminate a little bit on it. What is the nature, perhaps? Maybe that'll help clarify.
Uh, let's say we'll come back to that.
Fair.
Could have made me fall.
No, you would have made you fall. You're the one that toppled backwards.
What other questions?
Hold on.
Or
I'm thinking to myself. One sec.
I see.
Hmm. All right. So what do we know about him? We know that he's going to try and screw us, but he's going to do so by following the letter instead of the spirit. All right. DM, can you put his terms on this into the chat, please?
Hmm.
Can you put his terms of this
Sure.
game into the chat, please?
Yeah. I have a question for you. I posted it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Question B. Just a week or whatever shenanigans you do by making things go by fitting a whole bunch more into the week. Because that can happen.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Hmm. Dun, 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 dun.
Indeed.
It's true.
What shall you do, my friend?
Specifically, 1 week objective local hell time that he can't fiddle with.
No, he's
You
not
know,
gonna fiddle with it
being a
either
master
way.
of time.
He's not gonna fiddle with it if you just don't show up, you welch, on the bet.
No, yeah, that's my answer. If he's not gonna fuck with time either way, then yeah.
1 week local.
Since you looked at me, sorry.
Yeah, 1
Couldn't
week
resist.
local hell time. Boom, done.
1 objective local hell week.
Pretty standard, no matter where you go.
Right.
All right, that's what we're looking at.
Oh damn, that ripped. That sucks. All right, I'm giving a thunk here.
Given the thunkins.
Yeah.
You should stop the thunkins. Less thunkings before it's too late.
No, it's not too late. It's never too late. Sorry, I've
Okay.
got song lyrics on the brain.
No. Take it back, put it away.
Can't. It's already out there. Anyway, he agreed to these terms?
That's what the terms he has agreed to in regards
Okay.
to your side.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Should have one
Honestly?
clarification.
What's up?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. That, of course.
Well, that's to be expected.
What's up, Doggo? Say again? I am. Honestly, I'm hard pressed. At this point, I'm just dredging my brain. Like, I know I've missed some shit. But, like. Hmm. I think, yeah. I mean, other than this, I would just, I suppose, ask for. Eh.
You'll ask for eh?
I'll ask for eh. Um. I feel like, again, I'm just not. I'm missing something. I'm missing something. All right. And then we go. I feel like I should at least ask for more Seraphim stuff because he fucking dangled that workshop and materials and stuff in front of me. Can I add an addendum to the Seraphim stuff?
Type.
Do.
Boom, 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 boom.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I might get over there. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. Boom.
As victory conditions or as before you like all that stuff beforehand? Like you want this stuff.
I misspelled container. That's really irritating.
It's fine. It looks like like wiener.
Container.
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 Container. That's just funny. Do you want these available right away? At the start of the prep time? Or do you want them as victory conditions? Am I audible? Did I die?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay.
Honestly, that's a good one. Kind of, because if somebody else comes behind me, if I don't make it, somebody should be able to come behind me and do what needs to be done.
Is there anyone else going to be able to?
Oh, sure. I married a very intelligent woman.
Who's gonna kill you for losing?
She's gonna kill me if I lose.
She is. She's gonna kill the shit out of you.
Yep. And I will love her and look her in the eye the entire time.
Can't believe you did this to me. We've only been married what? A couple years?
Oh, I also, set aside a little present for her, but that's neither here nor there. Uh-oh, what we got? A message from Shada. She wants to borrow me for a moment.
Well,
DM, I'm pretty
yes.
sure these are my conditions.
Okay.
There's more I could get, but at the moment, ironically, I can't be too greedy.
Okay. Go talk to Shada.
All right, be right back. I am back.
I am.
What's that? All right. I guess it's time to get to making stuff, huh? Hello?
Hello.
Hey, there you go. All right. Wish me luck. So do we start crafting now? All right. Let's get to wanging. I'm gonna blat something with a hammer. Just blang.
Dinner plan, do we have one?
All right. He's like, No, I think I'll hold off on my daughter. If you could find her in the city, then by all means, have a chat with her. I can't stop you there. But access to my daughter has been restricted. Now, if you do play a second time, I'll allow that. An early pregame meeting. But this is your first time go. Don't get ahead of yourself. Save some of the interesting bits for season 2.
It's good. Hold on to it until I get over there.
Somehow I feel like this would be more like a mini-series.
We'll see. Um, so you're gonna finalize that? Just want to make sure, because we'll be starting next week, and you'll probably think over it.
You were
And
starting next week? God damn, man.
Johnny disappeared. I wanted to start today.
I know, but it's like, fuck, man. This is like,
Also, that last one is kind of a
it's kind of
contradiction.
impossible. Yeah.
You can't.
I was looking
Literally,
at
the
it.
Void Star is
Oh, shit.
it's a Void Star.
Right. Bringing that into the dream would be real bad, though, wouldn't it? Or is it stable enough to keep around?
What do you think?
No,
I'd
that's
like your take
fair.
on that. Also, it's not going to be possible to have it void free. I mean, it could be Twilight free.
Right. But
but
that would be bad for both things because you'd have to wrap it in Twilight to shield it from eating the dream.
right. So I'm kind of sitting there like,
yeah, you know
a
what? Yeah, you go
void,
ahead and write that off.
a void free Void Star. I guess it wouldn't exist because it's not a Void Star anymore.
I mean, Paradox could do it.
For Void Star, no, you couldn't. Absolutely, he can't.
Yeah, fair enough.
He also can't do Veilstar either.
That's what I meant, actually, was Veilstar, not Voidstar.
They have Voidstar.
Oh, I know they do. He's talked about it. Blah, 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 blah. Veilstar, not Voidstar. I bet they have Voidstar. Because he uses the two of them to make his weapons. It's just depending on which one he coats it with as to what it's used for killing.
So you want a hefty amount of Veilstar, like a truly lot amount of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Enough for one suit or two suits?
Veilstar, one suit of armor and a weapon.
Okay. Let's end the recording here for Johnny.
Okay.
I'm gonna kick him out. Disconnect.
Bye, OBS Commander.